Well, George, it's good again to be here with you
Oh,
and
brother.
kind of look back over our past and see how significant music and was to our lives and the impact that music had on us and the impact that the music that flowed from us out into not only our communities but into the world. And today, it does seem like we don't have the opportunity that you and I had among our youth to express ourselves creatively through our God-given gifts of music. I'm noticing now that there are certain shows like what they call the American Idol, the X Factor, The Voice, which decides now who our talent is. But I know you can bear witness with me that our talent was when we were hanging out on the corner, and that next brother or sister that walked up to the corner and displayed a God-given gift of the ability to either sing or play an instrument. How many times did you witness that somebody had the gift?
Well, like you're saying, it was all around us, obviously, because I think our generation was the generation that connected the music that came out of the fields into the churches, back into the streets, and into mainstream world. Like you said, it's not just America, but the world. The sound that not just in the Detroit, but all the black communities throughout America during our generation, I think, and especially here in Detroit. Because what was great about Detroit for me certainly was that we had great musical programs in our schools. We had recreational facilities that enabled us to have that stage, that platform to perform. Like you were saying, we didn't have American Idol and those kind of programs that they have now. For instance, Stardom. But what we had was venues that allowed us to perfect the craft. It's if you look back in some of the older films of artists during the 20s, they were multi-talented. They weren't just singers; they were dancers. They were comedians.
Yes.
They were total packages for entertainment purposes, rather than just for the sake of standing up and singing and being a star. They were personalities that had talent that they were displaying. So again, I feel very fortunate to have grew up in that era, as you did. But we had also encouraging factors in our schools. A lot of songwriters came out of our community because we were encouraged to write, which is an educational process. Writing music, there's math involved in that. So we were, I think, more receptive to the realities of what education can do for you as you develop, as you present your talents. So we were very unique generation.
You're right. And you touched on a real point there when you said that it was not just one area that we were exhibiting. It was an entertainment. You're right. It wasn't just standing there and just singing. It was the fact that we exhibited dance skills. We exhibited expression in the music. We could be fun. It was joyful, and that's what we expressed to the audience. And that's how we got the audience involved in the music that we were singing. And that's something that we don't see in the artists today. Most of the artists today are almost flat-footed, just standing there trying to sing this song. So they haven't really gotten all of the gifts that we had. Because I'm saying that because I'm seeing now with the technology, there are folks that are not really necessarily gifted that are now leaders in the industry. But we had folks that were gifted who led the industry in entertainment. And of course, and our young people today do not understand the gift of innovative people like Jackie Wilson. They don't know how Jackie came out. Well, he was called Mr. Excitement, because he excited people with not only his vocal talent but his ability to deliver the song. And there were many more artists of the day. And I was remember listening to a gentleman who said he had went to talk to Little Richard and said, Little Richard, you were a pioneer of rock and roll. And we remember Little Richard used to play the piano with his foot and all of that, right? But then Little Richard said, well, I was modeling Louis Jordan. You see, he was my idol. And we remember Louis Jordan used to was an entertainer.
Yes, indeed.
And then they said he went to also Chuck Berry. They remember Chuck Berry used to go across the stage, and Chuck Berry said also his role model was Louis Jordan. So we come from a history, a rich history of gifted people who understood how to entertain a crowd of people, get them excited about the songs that they sung. And there was a connection to our songs. You know, it's not a dry run here. I feel this song. If I ask you now, what artist impressed you the most when you heard them? When you first heard them, who impressed you the most?
I guess for me it might have been someone like Sonny Teal.
Okay.
You know, who, I mean, was a balladeer, you know, I forgot what song Sonny Teal did. Till Then, I think. Till then, darling, please wait for me. Till then. I mean, my generation of guys, we were coming up, we wanted to be smooth young men.
All right,
you know,
all right,
was,
all
you know,
right.
We had to be engaging to the young
Yes,
girls that we were chasing. We couldn't just walk up and be disrespectful and think that a girl was going to be impressed by that.
All right.
We had to have creases in our
Yes,
pants, you know, shoes shine, you know, we had to have our hair combed, you know, we had to put some Old Spice on.
Yes, sir.
Or something to make us more
Presentable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, so that was for me, and because again, I think that, you know, that for me that was the music, the person that I heard sing musically that it really had an impact on me was Sonny Teal.
And you know, that's what we reflect back on, that there were those who impacted us and influenced us and prepared us for a higher level of life. And that's why we reflect back, because when we look at where we are today, the type of music our young people are listening to and the type of image that it is presenting. Like George just said, we were more sophisticated, we were more presentable to our community, and it all was through the music. Music speaks a lot to who we are and what we're about. And I'm always glad, George, to have that conversation with you, brother. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, you know, this is like wisdom talking to wise folks. You know
All
what
right,
I mean, it's like, you know, the conversations that haven't happened since I met you. You know, I've really been obviously impressed with your background as a writer. You know what you did, because when you talk about the music that came out of Detroit, most folks obviously they know about Motown. You know, but there's some other folks that have Motown flavor, as we all did, because we all knew people who were very important in the development of that Motown sound.
Right.
But there were other sounds,
There were
other songs that came across during the time that was very impressive to me. Again, the song that you were involved in, one of the songs I remember that you being involved in, was it Alvin Cash? Something?
That was Alvin Stone.
Alvin
We're
Stone.
going to come back and do another segment, and we're going to talk about how some of the songs that we did come about, how they were created, and what the meaning, the real meaning for those songs were. So just come back and listen to some of the other segments that we're going to be doing as we continue to reminisce about the music that impacted our community and our lives from our past.